Join us and discover beautiful beaches, rugged landscapes, pretty towns, desolate mountain ranges that sweep down to stunning lakes, unique architecture, history and folklore, no shamrocks, no shillelaghs, and definitely no shenanigans. Just naked Ireland. I'm in County Limerick today, and I just happened upon this little village, the village of Adare. I mean, this place is so photogenic, it's unbelievable. That's the Dunraven Arms Hotel right in front of us, looking beautiful in its autumnal burnt red ivy. The village sits on the main N2, a very busy road that I was travelling on between Limerick Town and Tralee. But actually, everywhere you look here is gorgeous. And here's the very grand entrance to Adare Manor, a 5-star luxury hotel, spa and golf course that's lavish beyond belief. We'll not be going in there today, but who knows, maybe they'll invite me to do a film at their hotel at some point, it's possible. But look at this now, have you ever seen anything as quaint as this? Actually, these thatched cottages don't even look Irish, they're just too well groomed. In fact, these little cottages were part of an estate village attached to the manor, which is why they look more like they've been plucked from the English countryside. Very arts and craftsy. Yes, I'd quite like to stay here for a couple of nights. Unfortunately, I'm just passing through at present. This cottage is fashioned into a little craft shop, a big hit with tourists, I'm sure. I must say it's not the kind of architecture I expected to find on the road between Limerick and Tralee, but they're very beautiful and so well preserved and looked after. I mean, that even looks like an English country pub, and the name Oak and Apple even sounds like an English pub name. Obviously, being right on the main highway here brings a lot of passing trade. Although, as I said, it's a very busy road with all kinds of heavy transport rushing past, so I guess it's a double-edged sword. They get plenty of passing trade, but being on such a main artery is noisy and in many ways not ideal. This one's a little restaurant, 1826. That corresponds to the date of the manor house, I expect, early 19th century. The sign here says Aoife. I'm not sure if it's a bed and breakfast or a coffee shop, but for those watching from outside Ireland, Aoife is an Irish woman's name, presumably the owner of this cottage. It's all very lovely. You don't see that many thatched cottages in Ireland these days. And then we have the Blue Door Coffee House and Restaurant just ahead of us here. It's great to see parasols out on terraces in October, which is when this video was shot. I think it's pretty clear that this little village is well used to catering to tourists. Everything is picture perfect, right down to the inanimate cattle. Now this is really interesting. That's Holy Trinity Abbey Church. This church and abbey unbelievably dates back to 1230, and we're looking at the 1811 restoration. It was founded by monks from the Trinitarian order. We'll not go inside on this video, although I did film the interior. It's beautiful, so perhaps I'll do a future film on that. These cottages are just straight out of a House and Garden magazine. And speaking of gardens, this is Adare Park. Well, we couldn't have a quaint little village such as this without a nice park, and this is really a nice park. We'll take a look at it a bit later on the way back down the street. So Adare has, not surprisingly perhaps, been designated a heritage town by the Irish government. It had no fewer than 3 monasteries and is a market town that dates back to the Middle Ages. If that doesn't qualify it as a heritage town, then I don't know what would. Perhaps the fact that it's also close to Desmond Castle, a fortress built within a Celtic ring fort back in the 12th century. The castle is presently being renovated and work has been ongoing since 1996. Another future Naked Ireland film perhaps. We've crossed the street now just to have another look at the exterior of the church. The church, which now serves as Adair's Roman Catholic Church, was originally the only monastery owned by the Trinitarian Order in Ireland. If you've never heard of the Trinitarian Order before, they were founded in France, and their original purpose was to rescue hostages taken during the Crusades in the Holy Land. Hostages in the Holy Land. It's funny how history repeats itself constantly. It's thought that these Trinitarians, or Order of Redemption of Captives as they were also known, came across to Ireland from Scotland. It's a beautiful old building. As I head back down the main street, it appears that something's going on in the Heritage Centre. There's quite a few people milling about. It's nice to see the activity, and why wouldn't people be out on a lovely day like this? And as you can see, the road's lined with lovely mature trees. There's a lovely spacious feel to the main street. And that is a bank, believe it or not. Quite a bucolic setting for a financial institute with its very own babbling brook. Can I ask you now to like the video if it's been interesting or informative or enjoyable even? And please don't forget to subscribe. So many people watch regularly without subscribing, and yet your subscribing helps out so much, so please hit that big red button and the notification button too. If you look across the road now, you'll see one of the old telephone boxes. You don't see so many of these about today for obvious reasons. This one, like others I've seen, is used to house a defibrillator. And as we round this corner, you can see a little vintage car, just when you thought the village couldn't get more quaint. As it happens, it's advertising the pub that it's sitting in front of. Irish Pub of the Year 2023. It's funny, I don't remember being asked my opinion, and I know about such things. Maybe I'll start my own Naked Ireland Pub of the Year award. And all this talk of pubs, did you know that if you really want to support the channel financially, you can now buy me a pint? Yep, just take a look at the second paragraph in the description below the video and you'll find a link to the donation page. All donations, big and small, are so important in helping me to keep the videos coming. So, only if you're in the position to, have a think about that. There's so many great little places to eat here, considering it's such a small place. And there's the police station, although I can't imagine this place has much of a crime rate. I guess you never know. The flags you see are all GAA flags, incidentally. If you're watching from outside Ireland, Gaelic games are big, especially in the countryside in Ireland.
And look at this lovely row of shops. We're at the top of the street now, and the kind of mock Tudor building that you can see in front of us is the Adare Community Hall. But there's plenty more coffee shops and whatnot up here too. Pubs as well, as you can see. And here on the gates of the community hall, we see a good luck message to the Adare Camogie Club. Camogie, again for those outside Ireland, is the women's game of hurling, and Adare ladies appear to be doing particularly well this year. I said GAA was big here. Looks like they drank a right few pints here last night. And now we'll dander down the other side of the street. Some very interesting buildings down here too. There's another Camogie flag proudly flying there. And here's a lovely house we're approaching now. This architecture takes a bit of getting used to. It's so unusual in Ireland. And while on the one hand everything here looks antiquated and period, you'll note the little robot that's cutting the lawn here. Adair adopting the very latest in technology. The old and the new, side by side, always nice to see. A little further down we see some more beautifully painted little bungalows. The little fences here are so unusual. This really does not look like an Irish street scene, beautiful and all as it is. Very well kept front lawns. And look, this house has just been agreed for sale. You've missed your chance. I'm sure properties along this road don't come up very often. I wonder how much it's sold for. And now we're back down at the park we passed earlier. I said we'd go in and have a look around. So let's go. Just like everything else in the town, it's immaculately kept, not a blade of grass out of place. And as if we haven't had enough thatched roofs, here's another, right in the centre of the park. And what a lovely place to come and sit and read your book in the shade of this little Shrek-like structure surrounded by neatly trimmed box hedges. What a beautiful park to complement a really beautiful village. Now as we head back out to the busy main road, I hope you've enjoyed discovering this little place. A little gem, I think you'll agree. Perhaps you've been here before. Let me know in the comments what your experience of this place is. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Buying pints is entirely optional. And that's the end of our tour. I'll leave you with the last view of the beautiful Abbey, and I'll see you all in the next Naked Ireland video.